Welcome back for another video. It's Eharbad once more, and it is time for the fusion. White Queen and Cora. Yeah, what to say really. We have a few of the events live now. I always like to wait about 24 hours until I do any kind of fusion plan, mostly because I want to get sight on what the point requirements are. Finite, pretty standard at 2250. And then on the event side, Dungeon Divers, this is always one of the painful ones, 3-dayer for 3,700 points. It is brutal. We're going to have to use quite a bit of extra energy to get it done. So basically, I'm going to be doing Fire Knight today and then transition into champion training tomorrow. And we know we're going to have to do, quite a lot to get the points. Now, the one big reason I wait is to see what the first summoning is looking like as well. And we basically have a tight grouping of the 5 and the 10 fragments. So I'm going to definitely go for 3150. Not massively excited about particularly the XP barrel and the chicken. So by the time you get 10 of these tomes, it's already pretty expensive. So the marginal cost to get one legendary tome is like another 2,250 points, so it's quite expensive. So my view is just go for the 15 fragments on that side of it. Now, if we jump over to the actual calendar itself, and we say, well, really, we exclude that doesn't really count. So then we say there's not really 130, there's more like 110, which means we have 10 to play with. Now, either these extra 10 could go to Maud. That's definitely a possibility. But if we assume not, and we say, well, we're definitely going to be going for the Summon Rush, and we are obviously going to do this, we're going to do this. We know we're going to do that. We know we're going to do Spider because it's good as well. And obviously, we're really looking for the Spider here, basically, to overlap with the Dungeon Divers. What else do we like the look of? Artifact enhancement generally is always worth doing. We're going to have to do Dungeon Divers 1 because we do get the overlap actually with Spider, Champion Training, and Fire Knight. So this Dungeon Divers 1's actually quite well located with the overlaps on the tournaments. Artifact enhancement 2, we're also going to, I would say, do realistically. But then you have the question mark on the hero's path. Like, how bad is that going to be? Who knows? Who knows? And it does overlap with this dragon tournament during and this is basically going to be champion training. We know that already. Let me just put that there. And it's kind of Dungeon Divers 3, so that's quite brutal, actually. This Dungeon Divers 2, I think, is actually going to be the biggest problem, to be honest. We only have a Spider tournament. So, yeah, I mean, I would say this one's a bit of a question mark right there on that Dungeon Divers 2. That's quite problematic. Then we're going to have to assume realistically that we're obviously going to do Classic Arena. And yeah, so this kind of leaves us in this trajectory. I don't know whether this is going to be a 5 and a 10 or 3 5s or a 15. And my worry is it's a 15. We do know there's almost certainly going to be a soul there. I think actually in Player in Play, they have the schedule somewhere. I don't know where you see it. Where is it? Got events calendar. So if I drag that into here, and we drag it along until we get the, where is it, hiding hero path. They have, I don't know why it's not showing it now. There we go, champion soul. So there is a soul. God knows who it's going to be. I would guess it could either be Ancora herself or Rathalos. I would say most likely are the two that I would be thinking it would be. but we'll just have to kind of see. But yeah, it does mean that I don't know which the 10 that I would look to skip is, because I'd kind of quite like to skip Dungeon Divers too, to be honest. And then, depending on what this hero path is, it's actually Dragon. So that if I was to kind of think now what might be the 10 that I would skip, it could be Dragon and Dungeon Divers too. And, I quite like the Ice Golem nowadays. And there's, less overlap. So you kind of, in this period here, once Hero's Path is finished, that's quite easy to do the Ice Golem. And I'll have enough silver to do the 3 artifact enhancements. So the ones that I'd be looking to skip, let me see if we can shade these in a way that is interesting. Maybe we'll go for an orange. Dragon is a possibility, and actually this Dungeon Divers is a possibility. These would be the 2 that I'd be considering skipping, but it all depends on this hero's path and whether it's actually worth doing or whether it's going to be absolutely brutal. And my worry here is if I skip Dungeon Divers 2, I could end up in a bit of an awkward position if I actually don't want to do this this hero's path. Also, I'm actually away, so I actually am away from here onwards. So that is a bit of a problem for me to get the rest of this done. Oh man. And also I'd have to be doing the full champion chase. This is actually looking quite ugly as a calendar goes. I have to say it is quite problematic. It's yeah, this one. But I expect I'll do the champion chase, to be honest, because it'll be over a 2x, so I don't think that'll be too much of a problem, so we can get rid of that one and we'll just say we're going to do it. Yeah, so ideally I think I'd skip Dragon and Dungeon Divers, but my worry is Hero's Path might be unattainable or really problematic, in which case, we might not want to be doing that. We might favour Dragon instead. So I don't know whether I will risk skipping this Dungeon Divers here and be in a position where I have to, because I can actually do the Dungeon Divers. I do have enough time to play it, and we could just go really hard on Spider. Actually, that's a good question. I think that is CVC, which means that I'm definitely going to be doing the Dungeon Divers, because it'll be CVC. So that means Dragon is probably the one I'd most likely skip. But bear in mind, any extra fragments can go to Maud. So we always have the option of making use of it, even if we do get extra fragments. Right then, so with that in mind, I'm going to do 6 sacreds, and then the rest I will do using mystery shards tomorrow once champion training drops, basically. So there's no need to do more than 6 on these. We obviously want Archer. I still think it's rubbish that we don't have as a community on a limited time champion, we don't have a guaranteed way of getting Archer. It might happen at some point, but who knows? I think they'll make as much money out of it as they can, and then we'll see. I don't think it's guaranteed that they'll give a guaranteed for. I think they want us to spend. Profit mode. Right then, let's get our 6 shards and see if we get lucky. There are a few epics I would like. Basically, ones for Mikage would be good. So far, we have 2 epics, neither of which are any use, and they are all dupes. 3 in and another dupe. That's like my 3rd or 4th Magnar, so it's really not going to be much use. Another epic Lawn. I don't think I actually have Lawn. I mean, kind of interesting if you're fighting normal Fire Knight, because you got Leech, heal reduction, a good TM drop, and a triple hit on the A1. we don't have normal Fire Knight really in Curse City, so kind of not really relevant. I think this is now the final Sacred, and yeah, all epics. I think that was 6, wasn't it? Let's just double check. All epics. So far, there's Summon Rush. No, sorry, we're done 5. So we've got one more chance to get ourselves Archer, which would obviously be fantastic, but didn't happen. Another dupe Vergis. Oh well. Who are the ones that I need anyway? So I need Lysina. I need Ashma. I need a second copy of Gul, whatever the name is. And yeah, that's it. I need these 3 basically. So we'll see. Hopefully at some point. I would quite like to get Mikage. She does seem like quite a lot of fun. Pretty damn good champion. And as I said, Lorne was new. Seems to have pretty high ratings overall. I mean, it's just hard these days for epics to keep pace with the legendaries. Although the blessing changes does mean you have a little bit more on the stats side. One that I'll just show very quickly. I will actually be able to now rebuild my Inquisitor Shamail. That extra resistance we get is now pushing me over what I need. So I can probably afford to drop 50-60 resistance right there, which will give me more attack, more crit damage. So this Shamail actually in Hydra actually out damages my Newt in Nightmare Hydra, which is kind of funny. And there's still room to go. I could re-roll this, hopefully, to attack percent. This one needs to be rolled up. And again, I could potentially re-roll this, although res isn't the worst, to be honest, particularly given I need some resistance. Again, once that's maxed, I would be able to tweak the gear. Got the reflex for, more A2s. More A2s is more damage. Anyway, that's that for this video. Really just a case of quickly going through the fusion plan and deciding what we're going to do throughout it. I will be doing as much overlapping as possible. If we jump back quickly to the actual fusion calendar, essentially, anytime we have champion training, if we have a tournament that will overlap nicely. Like I said, realistically with Spider, though, I'm not going to be doing champion training Spider overlap. Very unlikely. I expect the Spider I'll get fully done during Dungeon Divers 2 once CVC begins. I think that's going to be the case. And then the Dragon, I could do some champion training with Dragon using Theodore in 8 hard. But it very much depends just how much work this CT is. There's not a lot of double dipping or triple dipping, really, possibilities on this schedule. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Good luck in the fusion. Good luck with your summons, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.